Good morning. I am Mrs. K. Ghosh. I'll continue with the drama The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1, Part 2. Right? So in Part 2 we find here the Duke declares that he is waiting for Dr. Bellario. Then we have another part. The Duke welcomes young Balthazar, who is Portia in disguise. Then Portia turns to Antonio and asks him to express his last wish. Shylock, broken and defeated, opts to move out of the court. Then we have mercy versus justice. So we will meditate on these few points. Now I'll continue from where I left in my last lesson. Shylock, I'll continue with the Shylock's speech and line number 94, if you can follow in your books, where Shylock says that if you buy the slaves and you make them work like asses and dogs and mules, and reference to that is continuation, right? Let them be free. Who should be free? The slaves whom you bought. Marry them to your heirs, right? You can marry them to your daughters and sons. Why sweat they under burden? Why you make them work so much? Sweat under the burden of work. Let their beds be made as well as yours. Why can't you provide a comfortable bed for your slaves? Why they have to sleep on the floors? And let their palates be seasoned with such wines, that is, different type of delicacies, of good food. Why they have to eat which is left over? Why can't they enjoy the table, the dining table which you enjoy? You will answer, the slaves are ours. So do I answer you. As you would say that slaves are bought by us, we can make them work the way we feel like. Same way I am answering you. What is that answer he says here? The pound of flesh which I demand of him, Antonio, is dearly bought. I have bought it. It is mine and I will have it. Because I have bought it, it is mine. So I have got no other option but just I'll have the flesh. If you deny me, fie upon your law. Again he is challenging the Duke and telling that if you deny me any justice, then it's a shame on your law. Why? Because Shylock is a Jew. He is from Israel, right? He's a foreign national in Venice. Venice is in Greece, right? So he is a foreigner to the court of Venice. Therefore he says that my rights should be taken care of. Therefore he says fie. Fie means shame upon your law. If you don't give me justice, right? There is no force in the decrees of Venice. Decrees, these are law. There is no force, there is no law as such in Venice. I stand for judgment. I only want judgment. Answer, shall I have it? Shylock is saying, just answer me whether I'll get the justice, whether I'll get the judgment or no. Then Duke is speechless. He doesn't know how to react. So what he says here, Duke says, upon my power, you're talking about my power, right? So what power I have, I'll exercise it. I may dismiss this court, whatever power I have. I cannot save Antonio. I cannot give you judgment. So at present, I'm dismissing the court until Bellario. Who is Bellario? Dr. Bellario, a friend of Duke, whom he has asked, right, to come. A learned doctor, now doctor of law. Here doctor means doctor of law, whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today. And according to my news, according to my welcome, according to my invitation, Dr. Bellario is supposed to come today. Salario has got some good news. Salario says, my lord, he is referring to the Duke, my lord, here stays without a messenger with letter from doctor. News come from Padua. Padua is the place from where this doctor is coming, and he has got a letter. A messenger has got a letter. Duke says, bring us the letter, call the messenger. Bring the letter also and bring in the messenger also. Bassanio is very happy and he says, Antonio, he is cheering up Antonio and says, good cheer Antonio. What man, courage yet. You're a man, so you should have courage. What the courage he's talking about? He says The Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones and all. Means the Jew, before he touches you, before he takes even a drop of blood from your body, he has to go through me. He has to take my flesh, my blood, my bones and whatever I have, I'm ready to give it to him. Before, ere thou shalt lose. Ere means before you should lose from one drop of blood for me. That you cannot lose even a drop of blood for me. Antonio is depressed. He has already accepted his fate. So he's trying to convince himself and saying, I am a tainted wither of the flock. Flock is a collective noun for herd of sheep or birds. So he's saying, I am the tainted wither. That means I am the sick. I am the sick animal, or I am the sick bird of the flock. What happens when one of them gets sick? He's separated from the rest so that others don't get the infection. So he's saying, I am tainted wither of the flock. Meat is for death. I am here only to meet the death. Nothing else is left for me. The weakest kind of fruit. I am that fruit which is very weak, so it drops to the ground, right? Kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground, and so let me drop away, let me pass away, let me die. In other words, he's trying to say, you cannot better be employed, Bassanio. Bassanio, you've got better work to do. What is the better work he's saying? Than to live still, that you live and write an epitaph, and write my epitaph. What is epitaph? It is on the grave, the stone on the grave, it is written the poetry that is known as epitaph. He says, you write about me and my love for you. Enter Nerissa, dressed like a lawyer's clerk. Duke is welcoming Nerissa and says, come you from Padua, from Bellario? Nerissa says, from both. From both, my lord. Bellario greets your grace. Bellario has sent you greetings. Bellario hasn't come, but he has sent you greetings. Presents a letter. Bassanio, why dost thou whet the knife so earnestly? Now here, Bassanio observes that Shylock is trying to whet his knife. Whet is sharpen his knife, right? So Shylock says to cut the forfeiture from the bankrupt there. Bankrupt, that is Antonio, the one who has lost everything. So he's saying he is there, I'm going to cut from him the flesh. Gratiano is not also very happy. He says, not on thy soul, but thy soul, harsh Jew. S-O-L-E, soul means the sole of the shoe. And S-O-U-L, soul is the soul in your heart, the soul. He says that you are sharpening your knife on the sole of your shoe, like shoe, sole, harsh Jew. Like he's trying to say, he's playing the word with soul and soul as pun. Thou, Krishna continues, thou makest thy knife keen, like your heart is keen to take Antonio's flesh. Same way you're making your knife also keen, sharp, and no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. He's saying even the hangman, the man who is there to behead the convicts, even his axe is not as keen as your enmity, as the enmity in your heart is keen against Antonio. Can no prayers pierce thee? Now he is questioning himself and questioning Shylock and everybody and asking, is there any prayer which can pierce you? Is there any plea for mercy which can move you, can touch your heart? Shylock says, no, none, and thou hast wit enough to make. You can make any prayers, you can use any sort of intelligence, wit, right? You can use all your intelligence, but you will never be able to make me move from my forfeiture, from my judgment, from my pound of flesh, from me taking the pound of flesh. Gratiano, you know, he's a big fool. He talks a lot of nonsense and he makes you laugh also. So here he's trying to call by all names Shylock. Remember when we started the play, that Act 4, Scene 1, I had pointed out Duke calling Shylock inhuman wretch, and other phrases were their stony adversaries, incapable of pity, void of mercy. And then we find Bassanio also calling him by names, and now here Gratiano is also doing the same. He is offending Shylock. He says here, "Oh, be thou damned, inexecrable dog." That means a dog which cannot be corrected. "And for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost makes me waver in my faith to hold opinion with Pythagoras." Pythagoras is a Greek philosopher, so he is talking about Pythagoras and says that like Pythagoras, I also started believing. Now I am losing faith in God and I am believing in Pythagoras' opinion. What is his opinion? Let us see. That souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men. He says, according to Pythagoras, at times the animal soul, they are infused into men, that they behave like animals. "Thy currish spirit," courage means a street dog, right? "Thy currish spirit," he's calling him a dog and he's saying your spirit is very currish. "Governed a wolf," you're like a wolf. Like he's referring to Shylock as wolf, and Antonio is supposed to be a lamb or a sheep in front of that wolf. So he's saying, "Who hanged for human slaughter." You're only here for slaughtering human. "Even from the gallows did his fell soul fleet, and whilst thou layest in thy unshallowed dam, infuse itself in thee. For thy desires are wolfish, bloody, starved and ravenous." He's calling him and saying that if you also get a chance that your soul will flee from the unhallowed dam, that is, he says that your soul will flee and infuse itself because you are so wicked, you're wolfish, you're bloody, and you only want revenge. Shylock, till now he has not heard a good about him, so he says, "Till thou canst rail the seal from off my bond." You say anything, but you cannot take away the seal. The seal on my bond, that is a law, has awarded me, has given me that right to take that flesh. "Thou but offend at thy lungs to speak so loud." Why are you tiring your lungs? Why are you offending it? Why are you making it tired to speak so loud about me? Repair thy wit." Repair thy wit means have some good sense to speak all this. "Good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruins." Because whatever you are speaking, I am not touched, I am not moved. It will all fall in deaf ears. "I stand here for law." I am only here for law. Duke says, "This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?" According to the letter which sent by Dr. Bellario, the Duke tells that a young doctor has come, and where is he? Nerissa explains, "He attended here hard by to know your answer whether you'll admit him." Nerissa says he's already waiting because Bellario hasn't come. He sent another doctor, another young lawyer, so he's waiting for your permission. Duke, "With all my heart." Yes, I am welcoming the new doctor or the young doctor with all my heart. "Some 3 or 4 of you," means like escorts, right? Go and bring the doctor, bring the lawyer into the court. Like a escort, he said, "Some 3 or 4 of you, go give him courteous conduct to this place. Bring him to here. Bring him inside the court. Meantime, the court shall read Bellario's letter." And the clerk, he reads out the letter of Bellario, and by the time you go and bring Dr. Balthazar, that is Portia in disguise. Clerk reads. Now this is the letter which Dr. Bellario has sent for the Duke. "Your Grace shall understand that at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick." Easy to understand that he is not well. "But in the instant that your messenger came in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome." Now he is introducing Portia as a doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. "I acquainted him with the cause in controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. Right? He knows the law. He knows the theme also on which he has to talk. He is furnished with my opinion. Whatever opinion he'll give, it is my thought, my opinion, only his words. His mouth and my words, I must say, which bettered with his own learning. He will be able to tell you better because he is a learned man. The greatness whereof I cannot enough comment comes with him. He is a great person. At my importunity, whatever I understand, he is really good at his work. To fill up your grace request in my stead. Instead of me, please accept him, grace him, accept him. I beseech you, request you. Let his lack of years, because he is young, so let his lack of years be no impediment to let him lack a reverent estimation. So don't look at his years, don't look that he looks so young. Alright, don't judge him by his age, because he is very estimated person. He is reverend. Reverend means he is full of respect. For I never knew so young a body with so old a head. Means he has a young body, but his intelligence, his thoughts, everything is like a old man's head. I leave him to your gracious acceptance. You are ready to accept or reject him. According to your graciousness, I allow him to be accepted, whose trial shall better publish his commendation. I am talking highly about this young man, the young lawyer, but when the lawyer will perform, you yourself will find how highly I am recommending him. So please allow him. Duke, you hear the learned Bellario, what he is written, what he writes, and here I take it is the doctor come, has the doctor come. Now enter Portia, dressed like a doctor of law. Give me your hand, come you from old Bellario. Portia, I did, my lord. So the Duke welcomes, right? You are welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference between both the parties, that is Antonio and Shylock, the Jew and the Christian? Difference that holds this present question in the court. Portia says, I am informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here and which is the Jew? Now Portia wants to understand and know who is Shylock and who is Antonio. Duke, Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth. So both are presented before Portia. Portia says, is your name Shylock? Shylock is my name. Yes, he's very proud to announce that yes, it is my name. Portia, of a strange nature is the suit you follow. Now Portia is questioning the first thing. Here we find very intelligently she is questioning and saying, you have a very different suit. Suit is request. The request is a very strange request, strange in nature. Yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. The law cannot stop you. Whatever the strangeness is, the strange, your request is very strange, but the law cannot deny it, right? To Antonio, you stand within his danger, do you not? He's questioning and saying, you know the danger, you have ready to face it. Antonio says, so he says, yes, is according whatever he says, I am ready to do it. Portia, do you confess the bond? Antonio, I do. Antonio knows that yes, he has signed the bond, so he has got, Shylock has got all right to use the bond against him. Portia, then must the Jew be merciful? Then he is questioning the Jew, again a reminder. He's again a reminder. He's saying the Jew should be merciful. Now, Duke wanted him to be merciful. Bassanio wanted him to be merciful. Gratiano wanted to be merciful. Now Portia also says, so do you expect some mercy from the Jew? Then must the Jew be merciful? Shylock says, What compulsion must I? Tell me that. Shylock gets annoyed and he says, what compulsion you want me to show mercy? I am not compelled to show mercy at all. Portia says, the quality of mercy. Now, mercy versus justice. Now here we'll see this. Mercy versus justice. Now this is a very, very important speech where quality of mercy is defined by Portia. The quality of mercy is not strained, right? It dropped as gentle rain from heaven. So what is the quality of mercy? It is like rain. As rain is there for everyone, good, bad, rich, poor, right? Same way, even mercy just downpours like rain. From the place beneath, it is twice blessed. How it is twice blessed? It is blessed, the one who shows mercy and for whom the mercy is shown, both are blessed. It blessed him that gives and him that takes. It is mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the enthroned monarch better than his crown. If a monarch, emperor, a king, if he is full of mercy, if he is merciful, then he enjoys a better crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attributes to awe and majesty. He must be holding a staff, a sign of his power. He's saying his scepter shows him temporal power, but mercy makes him better person. Wherein doth sit and dread and fear of king. The king can show his power and make people fear him, but if he is merciful, he'll enjoy his kingship. But mercy is above his scepter's sway. Scepter's sway above his power. It is enthroned in the heart of kings. God has given merciful hearts to king. It is an attribute to God himself, because God feels, as we look up to our kings, as the citizens, they look up to their king. So God himself has given a heart, a merciful heart to king, that he can be merciful. The earthly powers doth then show like gods when mercy seasons justice. And when a king does justice with mercy, he is revered as God himself. Therefore, Jew, again is a reminder, Jew, though justice be thy plea, you are pleading for justice. Consider this to show mercy. Actually, she wants to say this. Now, here she is he, because he is in Dr. Balthazar's disguise. Consider this, that in the course of justice, none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer. So I'll continue.